Hello, I think this is recording. I'm not really sure. Boy, I got to get a little bit more tech savvy, I think. Anyway, this is just another addition of some of the things that I feel I want to express to people. And usually I don't really know what I'm going to say at any given time. Hopefully it'll resonate with some. It has so far, especially when I just say what I believe is coming from a deeper place within me. And I think that's what we all need to learn how to communicate with more so, instead of trying to stay with the standard ways of speaking so that other people will like you or you fit into the normal way of life, of existence. I think it's much more important that we learn how to be truly individual in a universal way, which sounds like a contradiction, doesn't it? But there's something true about that we are individual and that we're totally connected to one another in this ethereal, spiritual way. It's an energetic thing, there's an intelligence to it, it manifests things that we need. It helps us to learn, and where it is, it's within us, it's around us, and it's everywhere. So trying to find some directionality to it all is kind of ridiculous, because the key point of it is that it is, and we are, and it's always important to find that. To me, the better way is, yes, to use this thing that we have, this body, and this mind or brain, in conjunction with this other thing, this energy, this spacious awareness, as I call it sometimes, this truer self of who we are. And then once we get there, we find that there's something real here, and we find that there's a meaning to it, and it becomes to make sense. It gels with our thinking, our processing, our feelings, our perceptions, and whatnot. Our consciousness begins to really become more balanced this way. Um, and some of the drawbacks, well, the biggest drawback I feel is how we as human beings allow ourselves to be taken over by what's established as the norms, the conditionings that we're all part of, that we're all captive of, that we're all basically slaves to in some way, shape, or form. Now, does that mean we need to protest, to fight, to take over governments and things like that? No. The key part that's going to make the most change is when one of you out there, even if it's just one, can get this so deeply within you, stand in it, and then operate, and then do what you have to do. So, I mean, that will change you and the world. Now, does that mean everybody's going to get out there and anything you do or say is going to change the world? No, but if you find this truth within you, so much more so in a really balanced way, what I call balance, which means to get to that optimal level of where because as human beings, we've got too much humanness and not enough being. So we need to learn how to bring our being into more balance with our humanness and interconnect them. So the best way to do that, I believe, is to continue to bring yourself back to what I'm calling this place. It's a place within us. Some of you may have heard these different kind of words. It's your self-actualized self. It's a place of spacious awareness. It's a place of being aware and present. I'm in the present moment. Although all the concepts that you hear, all the teachings that you hear to bring you to this place are going to be somewhat distorted. And that's the key thing to remember, that we're all wrong to too much of a degree. So the key thing that's going to make it work is when you can find it more individually within yourself. And then what you'll discover is that as you're creating this life within you, you start to hear things from other people that jive with where you already are. You start to read things and you go, oh, yeah, that's what I believe. And then you see it is more and more spread out. It is more and more universal. And you find that as your reality. With your personality, that doesn't have to change necessarily. Other people may judge you in certain kinds of ways, but you'll have this understanding more and more of what you truly are. In the way that the world is going right now, even with this thing that is supposedly changing the world, and maybe it is to some degree, but not enough. What do we need? COVID plus? Do we need more deaths? Do we need to really get it? Maybe. I hope not. What I do hope is that we can get it with or without pandemics, with or without unnecessary murders and deaths, without all of these things. Yeah. And that's where the truth lies. For example, within me right now, and people tell me they're seeing such a different changes and all this kind of thing, and that's good. Not enough, because we have to continue to expand. We have to continue to be real with ourselves. And in that, it's important to show your weaknesses, if you want to call them weaknesses. Those weaknesses, though, that we perceive as weaknesses are really our strengths. We need to accept all that we are. Our good, what I call, you call it anything you want, you can disagree with me, I just call it, this is words. You're good, you're bad, you're ugly, meaning everything that you want to be able to bring in a reality, realizing that you're going to make errors and being willing to look at that and break through your fear of taking those risks and making those errors. And then you're going to start saying to a lot of different things, a lot of people, you start to say to yourself, the hell with what you think. I know me better now, so I'm going to stick with this no matter what you say, no matter what you believe. At the same time, I will be vulnerable enough to realize that all that I believe is also in error to some degree. Yet I must stay here until others can convince me, or till the universe can convince me that I'm making errors and show me how to expand beyond that. There's words that go out: humility, vulnerability. All these things are important. And I don't have time to get into the nuances of it all. Because when you say weakness, you mean, no, not weakness. You mean showing what you truly are, being brave enough. That's not a weakness, that's a strength. To show that you do make mistakes, that's a strength. To show that you don't have to fit in to what other people are saying, that's a strength. Being able to forgive, that's a strength. But to truly forgive, all these things are available to us. To realize that we all have these deep fears, these deep things that trap us. All of us have, for sure, this deep yearning somewhere in us to be better, to do more better things. But what it's really saying is that we find what we truly are. And we are so lacking in finding that. So please keep looking for that. Not in the sense of, oh my God, everything's so wrong. No, learning to accept where you are. And we can get into this more and more, but I have to go. I have some coming into my little home office here soon. But I'll probably be putting this out, and hopefully it'll touch some people, and hopefully it'll resonate with you to some degree. And hopefully more and more we can get together and truly evolve together as more balanced human beings. So bless everybody. Love you all. I'm here if you want to ever talk with me. For those who know me, and for those who don't know me, for those who like me, and for those who don't like me, I'm open to people, to the world. And I hope that someday I can do something to help, or more and more help the world. People telling me I'm helping them this and changing their lives and whatnot. And that's all nice and good. But the key part of all of this is that we all need to expand together and learn to trust this voice that comes to us. That's a divine, wonderful, wonderful thing in place. So with that said, let's keep growing with our beliefs and with our doubts, because they all should be there, the doubts and the beliefs. And we need to learn how to trust something more and more as we continue to grow and evolve. Okay? Thank you. Bye-bye.